Hi there, I'm Michael Bovee with Consumer Recovery Network, and I'm back to talk some more about the COVID-19 reality that we live in as it relates to bankruptcy. So sometimes bankruptcy is the option of first resort. It actually gets a bad rap, at least Chapter 7 does, because most people are like, don't do bankruptcy, it's the last resort. No, it's actually the option of first resort for a host of reasons. It's cheaper, the most inexpensive form of debt relief for most folks. It is faster, and your credit can bounce back quicker than even from debt settlement and certainly from debt management. So what it is that it is a legal release or from all of your obligations, unsecured debt, all your credit cards, all your unsecured loans. It's a good way to get rid of a deficiency balance from a repossession. There's a bunch of reasons. Rent you couldn't pay during being laid off from COVID-19. There's a whole host of reasons why you want to leap at Chapter 7. The reason that you might not do it right away in this environment is because you don't know all of your debt, right? So bankruptcy is usually something you want to pull the trigger on when you know the totality of your debt situation. Everything's kind of calmed down. Right now, you may not be back to work. Maybe it's when you get back to work that you need to file because you'll know all of your debt and the rent payments you missed or whatever it is. If you had to leave a home that you could no longer afford, right now there's forbearance. Well, do you file now or do you file after you've had run out all your forbearance on all of your accounts? And we put a video up just a few days ago about forbearance during COVID. So if you know the totality of your situation, or another reason you might put it off is medical, right? Okay, here we are in a major global pandemic that could end in major medical bills for you or people in your household, and those can sometimes not be overcome. Medical debt is one of the leading factors that get you to bankruptcy. So there's a reason to hold off. If things are bad enough for you to think about filing, great, talk to a bankruptcy attorney. Get all your questions answered. Most of them offer a free consult, and make sure you're talking to somebody local to you that works inside of the federal district court where your bankruptcy would be filed. Probably want to talk to somebody who's had a few years experience already, and over the phone, obviously, in this hurry up and stay at home environment that we're in. But get all that in detail. If your situation is stabilized and you've got all this debt and you need a financial fresh start, now's the time to act. If you're not sure about how your situation is going to be in 2 or 3 months, and if there's more debt to tack on, or even 6 or 9 months from now and there's more debt to tack on, just hold tight. Your creditors are going to do whatever they're going to do. If you stop paying them and it gets to the place where things loosen up and the courts are being used more again and you get sued, you can always put that fire out with bankruptcy, right? It's just you're waiting until the totality of your situation is known. Here's something else that's happening as a result of the COVID-19, all the layoffs and furloughs. Some of us that make too much, because bankruptcy Chapter 7, the one you want, by the way, is Chapter 7. Chapter 13 has its place, but usually settling debt on your own, it gives you the flexibilities that are missing from a Chapter 13. But Chapter 7 is the heavyweight champion of debt relief. And there's state-specific guidelines that you have to qualify for. Some of that is an income means test hurdle. So you take a family of 4 is going to only be able to make a certain amount of money before you're no longer able to qualify for Chapter 7. Same state, family of 3, another $8,000 lower. You can't make over that amount as a household unit. That income has to be below that. Well, if you lost your job in normal times 5 months ago, you wouldn't have qualified for Chapter 7. But now you don't have as much income, you're on unemployment, and maybe now you qualify for Chapter 7. So it is the case that when you start to think about putting off your decision to file Chapter 7, that you don't want to put it off so long that you actually start to have stronger income, you bounce back, and now you no longer qualify. So bankruptcy, we've got some other videos about it, we've got some articles on the CRN site about it. It's not as bad as people make it out to be. It absolutely is something that I would embrace if I needed it, more so than I would embrace any of the other debt relief options like debt settlement and debt management. And even for credit reporting, I know it sounds silly, but you can actually get pre-approved credit card offers in the mail a month after you file Chapter 7. You can go out and get a house 2 years after bankruptcy, a car at a decent interest rate a year after bankruptcy. So don't let people or the things you read online about it being, my credit sucks for 10 years. Not true. See you on the next video.